What's up, everybody? This is Johnny Basement. We are back in the basement. What? Before we get into this amazing prelim final, this is incredible week for me. Incredible week. Subscribe, bell notice, hit the like button, drop your comments down below. This has been an amazing week for me. To the Aussies, the great Aussies that follow my channel are in my live chats. No, Thursday night football was big for me. Jets beat the schoolyard bully, the Patriots. They destroy them 24-3. The team that's beaten us around, thrown us around, ragdolled us around forever. Smack them down. Then today I wake up and watch the recording of my Lions. What a week. This has been tremendous for me. I can't believe it. I cannot believe this. This has been so amazing this week. So amazing. What? Lions couldn't beat the Giants. Down 44 points with 8.5 left in that third quarter. By the end of the third quarter, it was down by 25. We already know they came back and won. Today, and every day, guys, I appreciate everybody updating me. I appreciate all of that. I don't look at my phone before I watch these games. I don't want to know who wins because I want to watch the game with the same excitement, not knowing who would win. Thank you to everybody that updated me, because after the game was over, I looked at my phone and then I knew. I knew better than to look at my phone. What a freaking win, guys. What a game. This is a preliminary finals that has to be one of the greatest of all time. Not like the power outage. By the way, I realize how many people really hate the power. Really love that they lost. I get a lot of comments on that, how everybody loves that they lost. And we do too. Power outage. I guess they're resting for next season. Anyway, the Lions, guys, they came out. I'm going to start a little in the first quarter, but we're going to get to that fourth quarter because that's where the game was at. But a couple of notes here on the Cats. A couple of notes on the Cats in that first quarter. And you know I take my notes. The Cats dominated. It was a campground. Camping site. The tents, the burgers, the dogs, the family. Everybody's hanging out. The beers, the coolers, the s'mores. They're living in the Lions' Den, man. Full campsite. But they're only ending up with behinds. They got 6 behinds, from Max Holmes to Tom Atkins missing a couple. That 6 behinds could have been 24-0 Cats. Instead it was 6-0. 6-0 compared to 24-0. And thank you everybody that told me the further I get into footy, this is my second season now, the further I get into footy, the more I would realize that behinds really do suck. I know they count as points, that was my argument, but they're a point. They count as points like a free throw in basketball. They count as points. I get it. It could have been 24-0 compared to 6-0. I get why nobody's thrilled when you get a behind. And the Cats really, to me, I know there's a whole game to go, but the game can be decided even in the beginning of the game. That is huge. That was a huge downer for the Cats and Cats fans, knowing it could have been 24-0. That might have been insurmountable. The Lions came fighting back and took that first quarter 20-11. The first goal of the quarter, I believe, was scored by Charlie Cameron, my man right here, Cameron. 20-11, but there was 6:37 left when he scored that goal. 20-11 Lions, but that's the thing that you guys always hear me talking about. Letting the team hang around. The Cats let the Lions hang around. You can't let teams hang around. Championship teams, this is not a knock on the Cats. I'm talking about anybody, even my own teams. When you don't get the job done, you're letting another team hang around. That gives them opportunities, makes them feel they're still in it, makes them feel, hey, you know what? We started out this game extremely poorly. We were inside our own 50 for most of the quarter, and we came out with a lead. Like, wow, maybe we do got something going on today. That's what I mean by hanging around. You can't let teams hang around. I'm beating that point to death because it drives me nuts when my teams over here do the same thing. And sidebar, just quick sidebar. The people that said, hey, Johnny, all of a sudden you're like a Lions fan. Like, I've been a Lions fan since before I started this, when I picked my teams. For those that don't know, go back to my videos. It's February or March of 2023 when it says I finally picked my team. That was before last season started because I liked the Lions pickups. I was talked to by all types of fans of all types of teams. I didn't go with the Cats only because the Cats had just won the Granny over the Swans that year. So I said, I don't want to look like a bandwagon guy and hop on the Cats wagon because they had just won. We don't do that over here. Like, don't become a fan of a sport and then pick the team that's like winning all the, like, if I became an NFL fan, oh, you know what, I'll be a Chiefs fan. You know, that's what I'm talking about, along those lines. So that's the only reason I didn't choose the Cats. I chose the Lions because they were an up-and-coming team. They hadn't won since 2001 to 2003 when they won 3 in a row. 2004, I know they had lost, and then they went on a downslide, then they rebuilt themselves. We're not here for the history of the Lions. We're here for this game. So it's 20-11 at the end of the first quarter. Second quarter, this has been my problem with the Lions, and I've said it on many videos. They disappear during games. They don't play a complete game, a balanced game. They disappear. They fall off the map at moments. They're just out there going through the motions, and the Cats back to back to back goals are like, all right, you know what, we blew that first quarter. We're going to come back strong in the second quarter, and we're going to let them know who the team is, man. We're going to let them know we're here. We're here. We're going to get back at that Granny. We're going to take on the Swans and win it again. They took over that second quarter, and this is where I got nervous. I said, see, the Lions are pulling their disappearing act. You can't live and die by that sword every game. You just can't. You just can't. And the Lions went down at the end of that second quarter, 55-36 by the end of the half. By the quarter's end, it was 55-36. The Cats only scored 1 goal in that first quarter. The second quarter, they scored 6. They answered back. They made up for their losses in the first quarter. They came roaring back, and they said, hey, you know what? We know how to win. We're here. Let's go. Let's do this. 55-36, and then at the start of the third quarter, they went on a 25-point lead. And here we are again, Lions. Here we are again, having to play from behind the 8 ball. Again, I hate that they put themselves in this situation so much. Their disappearing acts during games has got to disappear. The disappearing act has to disappear. Pun intended. Now, I'm telling you, that right here is where they came back in that third quarter, down by 25, back to back to back themselves. The Lions did all 3 back to back to back and brought it within 62-54. They slowed the game down. They regrouped, slowed the game down. Moved the ball, got great ball distribution, spread the field. I always bring that up because I always find when teams start to score, anybody's teams start to score, they get away from that flurry and that cluster and that chaos. And there's one player, one adult in the room, that's what we call it, that says, whoa, let's slow this down. Slow this down. Time to regroup, time to get this back on track. And that's what they did. They got it right back on track. And they scored back-to-back-to-back goals. They slowed the game down. And by the end of that third quarter, they were only down by a point, 68-67. Cats, I can't say they were playing prevent defense or playing not to lose. They were out there hitting. They were playing strong. And quite honestly, when they got the next behind and tied it up 68-68, we got into that fourth quarter, and I was still nervous because the Cats never looked like they went away from their game plan. So this is not one of those times where I'm going to say, hey, there was a prevent defense, and they backed off. No, the Cats never backed off. They never backed off. It's just a flurry from the Lions and making in-game adjustments. They spread the field out, and they slowed the tempo down. That's how the Lions turned this around. They made the Cats chase the game. They ended up chasing the game a little bit, meaning it's a hockey term, chasing the game. The other team has the ball, and hockey obviously has the puck, and they're controlling the tempo. They're moving around, and they're making you follow them. And it makes you also make you follow yourself out of your own game plan. You're chasing the game. You're following everything they're doing. You're not a leader anymore. You're a follower. And that's what happened to the Cats there. They never lost their aggressiveness. They never lost their Johnny on the spot type of thing. They kept balanced, but they were chasing the game. The Lions switched up. Perfect in-game adjustment. Shout out to Oscar McInerney, by the way. He hurt his shoulder badly at the end of the first quarter. Came back in to fight back in the second quarter. Had this been a regular season game, regular rounds, he would have never came back. He fought hard to get back in here. The dude has like 796 hitouts, man. They needed him. Danaher took over at the ruck, by the way. And Max Holmes, by the way, for the Cats was out for quite a bit of time in that third quarter. That's a bit of a loss as well. So we had two players there that were out. McInerney came back. He fought hard, but his shoulder was really banged up. I can't even believe he tried to come back. Shout out to Oscar McInerney for making a huge attempt where you probably would have sat out if it was a regular season game. But this was too important, and we like fighters like that. That's the heart of a lion, pun intended again. Get to the fourth quarter now. Get to the fourth quarter, and Holmes went back out again 2 minutes in. So that's a big loss for the Cats, too. That guy is a really outstanding player himself. So at 14 minutes to go, there was only two behinds at that point. It was 70-70. The ball distribution again. The ball distribution again from Cameron to Atchie with a quick mark. What an amazing mark by Atchie on that point. Gets that goal. The Lions go out 76-70. Again, they continued what they did in the third quarter. They brought it to the fourth, made the Cats chase them around. And that's what was going on. But the Cats weren't going to take that for very long. That's what I mean. They didn't go into prevent. They weren't going to take that for very long. No. The Cats were there to play. And 10 minutes left. 10 minutes left in the game. We'll take it from here. This is where everything happened, from 10-minute point down. Remember, the Lions were down 25. Now we're back here and we're leading. So it's 82-70 Lions. Neal gets the mark, gets the kick. Danaher again. Joe Danaher. The name, Joe Danaher, that everybody said, maybe he was like that before. I shouldn't say everybody told me this guy is like, and at moments and doesn't really come. Maybe he was like that before. I don't know. I wasn't into footy then. I can only tell you that when he came to the Lions the year I started, everybody said that this guy, maybe he was like that before. So you guys know that better than me, but all I know is he has been amazing this time around. Did you see him run behind the post? And he robbed Neal of that goal. That was an extremely important 6 points. He robbed him. That was incredible heads-up play in pressure moments. The real players step up in the pressure moments. I don't care what sport it is. Then here was the moment, speaking of pressure, that inexperience maybe he's not good under pressure, but Lohman. This is where the game really could have turned for the Lions, and this is where the game turned for a few moments for the Cats. Lohman gets an incredible mark. Incredible mark. He's set up to what I feel. I love it when us fans say, wow, that was an easy goal. How could he have missed that? Like, how could he have missed that easy goal? He should have hit that. I couldn't hit it. It's funny as fans that we determine that everything should be hit that's easy and never should be missed. But the pressure, it's up here. It's up here, guys. The mental part of the game is huge, it's just as important, if not more, than the physical part of the game. Lohman missed that. It ended up being a behind. That was at 7:30 left in the game. That goal, potential goal, could have put the Cats away for good. It didn't. He got a behind. He missed what I felt should have been an easy kick. It was a pressure moment, and he missed it. Period. That's what I saw. That's what I feel. He missed it under pressure. That's something he should have hit. As a professional, he should have hit it. Me, I would have missed it by a mile. I wouldn't even kicked it that far. So what happens? The Cats come roaring back. The Cats come right back. Henry answers with a huge goal, brings them in 83-77. 83-77. When it could have been more than that. See? These behinds. I get it now, guys. You guys all pressured me and bounced on me. And Johnny, you don't understand. Watch footy more. You'll get it. The behinds don't. You want the 6 points. I get it, guys. I don't want the field goal. I want the touchdown. I get it. I get it. So, Henry brings them back. It's 83-77. Then the Rayner Specky. Did you see the Rayner Specky? Rayner was huge this game. He was non-existent in the game before. Huge in this game. Excuse me, I said Rayner. Bailey, the Bailey Specky. I'm so freaking pumped up from this week from my Jets and my Lions that I'm freaking reading ahead. This Bailey ends up getting that ball after the Rayner Specky, and it was a Rayner Specky. So we're in the basement. You don't get any lower than that. That's why mistakes happen. So Rayner gets the Specky at 3:19. Bailey's moving that ball. He's going down. He's getting an easy 6 points. He's cutting in through the lanes, getting into the corridor. And Stewart says, not here, not today. Or as the announcer said, not on my watch. huge momentum swing tackle. Knocks him down, turns around, gets the goal. Back to who? Henry. Another goal. 84-83. It's a 1-point game at that. Right there, the Cats are not dying. They're not giving up. We're not chasing the game. Stewart put a stop to that. Bang! Hit him out. Just knocked Bailey on his ass. Took the ball back. They moved it right down the field. Henry scored back. What an amazing game by both teams. What a hell of a fight. But the Lions get the ball back again. They go down. Did you see the hit that Cameron took? He got blasted. I know Archie was right there. He got the ball. He got the kick. He got the goal. That put him up 95-84, which would end up being the final, well, 95-85, but the final goal of the game. But Cameron, oh my gosh, man, that guy was going right for that ball. He took a bump, and then when he really went down, he got laid out. Just the ball bounces, luck goes your way some days, and it just bounced right to Archie, and he put it through for a goal. That was one hell of a hit. What a last 10 minutes of the game. What a game period. Two preliminary finals this weekend. The power outage, the whole second half. They quit. They died. They didn't want to play. This here was a battle between two teams, and the Cats had just won the championship 2 years ago. This is a team that's fighting that had just won it a couple years ago, and the Lions just missed the granny last year. They came roaring back. I said in a few videos that the Lions, the momentum, the anger, the taste of almost getting that gold. I know it's not a gold, but you know what I mean. Almost getting that trophy, almost getting that finals victory. The granny was right here. You almost had it. That is momentum. It doesn't always happen that way. There's a lot of teams that lose in the Super Bowl or in the Stanley Cup final or the NBA finals, and the team that loses, that came in second place, the next year it's like they fade away. More times than not. They usually just fade away. I don't know why that happens, but not the Lions. They came roaring back. This is going to be a hell of a granny. Guys, thank you all for introducing me to this amazing game. Thank you all for explaining a lot of great breakdowns on rugby versus footy. I'm starting to realize that footy is the huge sport, especially when you got a finals going on in both sports. And footy has the bigger crowd. I'm not taking sides. I don't know anything about rugby. So people saying, oh, he's knocking rugby. I'm not knocking rugby. I don't know enough about both sports to compare them. The only thing I ever said was that they look like two different sports. It'd be like me comparing baseball to basketball. It's two different sports. So that's all I see that in that. It just thank you for all the great breakdowns, guys. I really, really appreciate the breakdowns. I love reading them, and I love checking them all out. Guys, huge grannies, swans who want revenge, not against the Lions, but just revenge for looking so badly. I think the score was 133-52 when they lost to the Cats 2 years ago. They wanted to. So we got the Swans wanting that granny, and we got the Lions wanting that granny. We got two runner-ups in the last 2 years that are battling for this grand final coming up. This is going to be amazing. This is going to be incredible. Jets and the Lions. Jets and the Lions. What a week for me. Subscribe, bell notice, hit the like button, drop your comments down below. Thank you guys so much. I'm enjoying this just amazing sport, guys. I'll see you on the next video. Catch me on any lives. I do all lives. I'm doing NFL Sundays. Eagles, Saints, I'll be on for that. And I think the Ravens and the Cowboys right after that. Double time with Johnny on Sunday. And I'm out, guys.